Hi, I'm Matt and I'm a mechanical engineer at Dyson. Now sometimes you need to really get down to the nuts and bolts of something if you're going to truly understand how it works. And we're going to do that today with this carbon fibre turbine tool. The first step is to go to this end of the cleaner head with a little on-off slider. Next to that, you're going to find this small fastener with a picture of a padlock on it. Take a small coin, put it into that slot, and just move it through about a quarter of a turn, and that'll come away. Set that down to one side. We can then remove this purple brush bar, noticing that you've got two different kinds of bristles on there. And when you've removed that, you'll be able to see down at this end of the cleaner head a small drive feature, which is how we actually make that brush bar spin. We're going to take the cleaner head apart a little bit further to look at where that drive actually comes from. Taking your coin again and starting at this end with the thinner strip of grey plastic. You're going to insert the coin into a small gap between the two plastic parts and just gently pry those apart until it comes away. This clear brush bar housing will then come away completely into one part. I'm just going to set that to one side. Now I'm going to go a little further to look at the whole turbine assembly. So you're going to need to take a Torx T10 screwdriver. There's 3 screws. 1, 2, 3. We're just going to take those out now. Set them aside into a cup or whatever you've got nearby, where you can keep a couple of different types of screws separate from each other. The next bit is a little bit tricky. There's a knack to it, but this part here is going to come away from the cleaner head. Now to get this part off, we're going to take a small flathead screwdriver and just put it in a gap here in between this screw hole and the rest of the head. I'm just going to gently lift that up. You'll now find this part, if you wiggle it around a little bit, will come away. Now you can start to see what's actually going on with this turbine. Now we've got one more screw to remove before we can take a closer look at it, and that's just on the end here. So take that same T10 screwdriver and remove that single screw. Now, once again, with a little bit of persuading, we're going to get this whole black part out of the cleaner head. So I'm going to start by lifting just here and then sliding that way. This is the part that's responsible for making that brush bar spin. So our airflow comes in at this end, and I'm going to show you what's behind there. You're going to need a smaller screwdriver now. We're going to go from our T10 to this T8. And you're going to find 3 black screws, not the silver ones, the black ones. And I'm going to remove those 3 screws and put them in a different holder, because these are a bit smaller. Once you've taken those 3 screws out, we can lift this front part away completely. And that reveals this small white turbine. Now that extracts power from the airflow and makes our brush bar spin. All that's left to do now is put it back together.